You have to be fucking smart and a fucking devil to work business deals like this. You can't just go around swinging your pride around and be like, I got a lot of money. You got to do what I say. Fuck off, dude. Who are you? This is literally, you're talking to a nation that literally defeated you. You are losing a war to this nation, and you're gonna act like you're fucking great? You're this hot shit? Who are you, dude? Know your fucking place. Several black cars parked out in front of Primavera, one after another. Many shady-looking men came out, and the girl standing in front of the store let out a short shriek and ran inside. Leo, please be here. How rude women are, running away as soon as you see someone's face. Maybe it's because there's a man so rude that anyone would run away when they saw his face. This is my job. Please don't butt in where you aren't needed. Well, I understand. After all, Caleb is always on my case about that. Apparently, he was at least somewhat aware that his presence had brought about the ruin of several discussions in the past. Both you and Caleb, why are men so bad at handling women? Because they don't respect them? Because there aren't any women out there on the battlefield? Kill yourself, dude. You wouldn't even let them be on the battlefield. What are you even talking about? The club hasn't opened yet, and there was no customers inside. However, the girls, scared about recent events, decided that being together was safer than being alone at home, so a large group had already gathered. Everyone's expression froze as they saw the approaching crowd of fierce faces, with Amanda at the head. Amanda, it's not often you drop by the club without telling us first. Am I not allowed to come to the club without calling ahead? I came running because Madame Rose is away and Primavera is faced with the danger that might make it collapse. We're grateful that you came. We're just not so happy with your escorts, especially that madman. Kill him. So what is your business here? Don't tell me you came to introduce your new boyfriend. Didn't I say it already? I came running because Primavera's in danger. What are you talking about? When you've brought that source of that danger along with you. Oh, I'd like everyone to listen. Everyone here knows what happened to Rose and what situation City 23 and this club are now in, correct? Whispering. Until now, this underworld of City 23 has been wrapped in a struggle for power. The various groups of criminals put checks on each other, preserving an exquisite balance. However, that's over and done with. By now, the Kale family's in total control. We don't need you to tell us that. Yes, total control. Madame Rose judged that wrongly. She disobeyed the person in total control. She received her natural reward for her actions. What are you trying to say? Don't tell me. You sold us out, didn't you? Father Caleb is ruthless to those who oppose him, but he isn't unreasonable. I've negotiated with him. Listen up, everyone. From here on out, the Primavera Alliance will be part of the Caleb family. There's no longer any need to worry. The Caleb family will protect us from any danger that might threaten us. Murmuring. But only after we pay them a massive share as protection money, right? Are you kidding me? We'll receive the protection of the biggest family in City 23, right? It's only natural that we pay. We don't need protection. They're the biggest family, right? Why do we need to pay protection? That doesn't make a lot of fucking sense now, does it? It's almost like it's not protection money. It's just a fucking cover. It's a rent. Enough joking around. What are you calling protection? They're the reason we need protection in the first place. Just as prices change with times, the amount we should pay for our safety also fluctuates. It's very simple. Do we continue the work in a safe environment like we always have? We haven't always worked in a safe environment, though. Or will we be stingy about money and not walk the dangerous streets alone to get customers like we used to? When that happens, you'll all finally realize how much Primavera has protected you. If any girl is against paying the Caleb family for safety, I won't force them to. They can leave the club right now. Hold on, what do you think you're doing all by yourself? Rose is the Madam of Primavera. She's the only one who gets to decide that. How can someone who just sleeps all day while Primavera is in trouble be qualified to be Madam? I don't know, probably because someone here decided to really injure them? Who knows? Maybe that's why. What did you say? Listen up, everyone. I'll put it a different way. Will you accept me as Madame Amanda or not? Everyone who doesn't, leave this place right away. So this is what you were after from the beginning. You teamed up with Caleb because you wanted Primavera for yourself. And that's the kind of woman Amanda is. She's always been waiting for this day ever since we agreed to make Rose the Madam. I should have been Primavera's Madam in the first place. Do you know how humiliated I was when you two got in my way? This time around, you two will take the fall. How I've waited for this day. I should have choked you to death for real back then. It's not too late to start. Shall we give it a go? In that instant, all the men behind Amanda drew their guns at once. Madame Amanda is a member of the Caleb family. A mouth capable of such threatening language might need a little adjustment. Don't you think? Disappear and tell Rose. I'm sure she'll be just as pleased. After all, she's finally free from the burden of being Primavera's madam. I do not like you. Sure, have it your way. I'll willingly leave a club like this. I'm a lady of the evening. I might sell off my body and mind for money. But you know what? I'd rather die than lick someone's ass. Doesn't like ass stuff. Out of the way. Meryl spun around, her heels squeaking, and left the club. Stella followed behind her. All the while, the gun barrels of the mafia men glared at her. A throne gained by guns will surely be lost by guns. I'll bet that you won't die a pleasant death. Is that your parting thrust? That's pretty pathetic coming from you. Primavera no longer exists after today. So long. With the two leaders vanishing from sight, the chattering between the ladies of the evening gradually faded. Because the decision had driven Stella and Meryl out was being asked of them. Well then, please make your decisions all as well. This isn't limited to this club. The girls from all the clubs will have to make this choice. Will you accept me as the madam or not? Exactly how much will we be paying the family for protection money? You're worried about the amount? This is a question of whether you'll be safe or not. That's all that matters, isn't it? No, because if I can't fucking feed myself, what's the fucking point of protection money? If they left the club then starting tomorrow, they would lose their safety and a place of work. Following after Stella and Meryl and leaving the club was not an easy decision to make. One after another, the girls swore loyalty to Madame Amanda. Even every now and then, there was one who responded with bold words and left, but none stepped up to follow after them. I like those girls. Those are good ones. Those are the quality that we love to see in our fucking women. Power to them. Really, our Amanda did that? There's no really about it. She's always been that kind of woman since the beginning. We were so slow. If only we'd realized back when she said she had ties with Caleb. Amanda was. Both Stella and Meryl wanted to say the same thing. What will we do, Rose? What should we do? However, they couldn't say things like that to Rose now. Amanda's part of the Caleb family now. If we raise a gun against her, it'll mean war. I know that. What are we supposed to do? Amanda is cold-blooded to people who don't swear loyalty to her. Any lady of the evening who doesn't accept Amanda as a madam won't be able to find work again. So basically, we've gone out of business. Just perfect. That's right, we still have my brother. My brother's in charge of Primavera's money. Even Amanda would have to take her hat off to him. No, they're just gonna go and do the same thing to him. So you probably should talk to him, make him get all the money out of there, and dip. That's right, Richard should be a match for Amanda. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be possible now. I didn't want to get shot. Brother, what happened to your knees? The guys also barged into our office. After all, I literally am Primavera safe. It seems I wasn't even able to, given a chance to swear my loyalty or not. You okay? Did they do this to you? I only fell as I was escaping. More importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we have no time. This place is dangerous. It's hard to imagine that they just let Madame Rose be. They'll come crowding in here any time now. Why me? For those who don't acknowledge Amanda as the madam, you are still the madam. And you've even gotten some pull with Captain Butler. There's no way they'll let you get away. Why would Amanda want to take my life? Even though I'm not at all qualified to be madam. Shh. I heard some tires screeching on the way. I don't like. Leo leaned out the 8th-story window and peered at the end of the back alley, which was filled with clothes hanging out to dry. Richard. Everyone, there's much to discuss, but it seems it would be best to have a change of location first. What? Amanda sold us out. You're going to be killed. Quickly, get your shoes on and then get your stuff. Get the stuff you need. No way, Amanda was. They're here. They've come. Several cars screeched to a halt in front of the tiny alley. One after another, men poured out of the car doors, openly carrying handguns. Perfect. Looks like we won't need to waste time talking. I should hope. No, we don't have to hold back either. Leo, go on ahead. I mean, we're on a fire. We can hold the stairs. We have way better sight lines than they could ever have. We can stand at the top of the stairs, shoot anyone that starts coming up the stairs. They can't fight us. Easy peasy. Before he even finished speaking, Cyrus started rapidly firing his handgun. The sound of gunfire made the shady men all jump behind cover. Those bastards are pretty quick on their feet. Must be those guys from the front line that Caleb's so proud of. Rose, quickly. Don't just stare off into space. I'll carry the Rose. Go on ahead and get the car started. If it's getting too hot, go on without us. Of course. Who'd stick around waiting for you blockheads? If it's just Rose, they're probably after you leaders as well. It isn't just Rose. Make sure you don't get caught. I don't need you to tell me that. We're going on ahead. Bleh. Meryl pulled out a military handgun that didn't match her small body, then dashed from the hallway to the outside staircase. Stella picked out her own miniature handgun and chased after Meryl, pulling back the firing hammer. Leo, Rose, quickly, I'll cover you. Leo, put me down. Sorry, but you'll have to sit tight and let yourself be cared for a bit. Thank God I'm not fighting all these. Haha, what's wrong, you clumsy fools? If you're scared of my bullets, why don't you dig yourselves a trench? 'Cause I'm coming to bury your asses. God damn it. Oh my god. That wasn't a thing. Oh my god, oh my god. Stop, 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 stop. I hit it. What? Fuck off. That was bullshit. Oh my god. Stop. Cyrus had several handguns ready to use in this in his attache case. One after another, he emptied the chambers of those guns and threw them onto the floor. Cyrus's fierce assault left the pursuers completely pinned down. Even those American machine guns couldn't leave a scratch on me. You think you can take me down with the pathetic barrage of yours? That moment, someone pulled a light machine gun out from behind one of the cars and pointed it up at him. They're putting a fucking LMG out here? German ones. Might be a problem, though. Bye. Cyrus, get down. Richard jumped at Cyrus from behind, knocking him to the ground. A roar like a chainsaw rang out, and the room was instantly filled with a shower of lead. The machine gun's bullets easily pierced the outer wall, making the room look like a honeycomb in the blink of an eye. Things hanging from the wall fell off, one after another. Everything that could shatter did. The room was filled with smoke and dust. Pieces of ceiling fell down onto the two people crouched on the floor. My house. We're remodeling it a bit. You can sleep a lot better in the summer with a bit more ventilation. Where's the car, ladies? This way, hurry. I'll get the key. Mary, look out! Oh my god. 210s. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, oh. That one was too close for comfort. Why are there so many guys? Stop. Hand cannon. Go Meryl, thank god. God, I go. Why is the fucking bar so slow? Hello. During a gap in the gunfight, Stella and Meryl jumped into the car and turned the key. After a short pause, the engine started up, but their pursuers wouldn't just casually watch them get away. A machine gun shattered the car's windshield, and rain poured down on the two people inside. Leo, come quickly. We'll be fine, go. Let's go on alone. I'll be killed. We'll be killed. Rose hasn't gotten in yet, right? At this rate, this car isn't long for this world. With her head still bent over, Meryl slammed her foot down on the accelerator. The car dashed off, sending the trash boxes and bicycles piled up in the alley flying. However, with their head bent over, Meryl was unable to see anything as she drove. Before they even made it 1 block, they crashed into the corner of an apartment building. Don't let them get away. Kill every last one of them. You klutz, what do you think you're doing? Why don't you drive? Why don't you lose a bit of that height you're so proud of? Fuck. Oh, what did we do to deserve this? We killed. I'll cover them from here. Rose, you run that way. How can I run off alone? Claudia's store's pretty close by, isn't it? Have them hide you there. Go on, start running. If you're a good girl, I'll give you a kiss later. Get out, boy. That's some good shit. No. Oh my god. Holy fuck. There's no fucking time. There's no fucking time. That's shotgun. That one was at least a little bit easier. There's no strategy anymore, it's just living. Leo's giving us cover, now's our chance. We owe that guy our lives. If we don't get out soon, Leo won't be able to escape. What are you doing? Did you get shot? I sprained my ankle. This is seriously not funny. Are you kidding? You run on ahead, I'll cover you here from here. No, you get up now. I'll cover you. Hey, the women are getting away. Stop them, kill them. We can't let women get away. They're even running together. Women. Thanks, Leo. Can you just kill him? Oh, okay. That was... I don't even know why that wasn't registering. Just wasn't. Please just fucking win. Please be over with this. I'm gonna lose like 8 ranks in this thing. But at least they'll give me fucking time to do something. Holy god. Fuck. There's too many fucking people out here. Why are there so many people? Thank god. I don't care. Ugh. I don't even remember this. I think I skipped that rank. That's how far I fell down. Can we have one, please? Can we just kill all? For the first time in a long time, the City of the Night was hit with the news of a gunfight. Immediately after the war, those vicious American mafias were found on firing their guns in City 23. Were fond of firing. However, ever since Alfred and Caleb split the city into North and South, the peace of the Cold War had been maintained. That cold peace had finally shattered. The City 23 Department of Public Order realized that the Caleb family was behind this. However, the higher-ups intervened so as not to provoke Caleb, and the shooting war was pushed under the rug. Now, the city was enshrouded even by fierce gun battles, involving machine guns brought out under the light of day. The rain that started falling in the evening quietly washed away the smell of gunpowder. Fuck. So bad. Richard's apartment, probably shit. Yeah, we lost everything. Started from the bottom, now it's we went to the top, now we're back at the fucking bottom. The rapid construction following the war was not an intricate citywide plan. but more like a race to see who could win first. Because of that, there tended to be gaps between different blocks. Those gaps became nests for vagrants. Out of a pitch-black gap between buildings, where the city lights could not reach, poked Stella's head as she checked her surroundings. Looks like we managed to get away. I hope Rose and the others are safe too. Who knows? Leo was with her, so I'm sure he was able to manage something. A more urgent problem is that foot of yours. At some point, Meryl's left ankle had swelled up. Well, I don't think it's just a sprain. Because of the urgency of the moment, it hadn't hurt much back then, but it apparently gotten sprained in a pretty devastating way. By now, she couldn't even walk without a shoulder to lean on. It would stand out too much to make this suspicious-looking pair stumble about together. Just leave me here. You breathe through your nose too loud, so they're bound to find me if I stick around with you. Thanks for the insult. I'd rather die than let you die and have you standing at my bedside for the rest of my life. Let's wait until midnight, steal a car, then we can make a run for it. GTA time, boys. There's nowhere to run. We can leave the city until things cool down. We've made enemies of the Caleb family. There's nowhere for us to go inside the city. What about that Lee guy in Chinatown you're always talking about? Just like the captain, he might have decided to take a wait-and-see approach before risking a confrontation with Caleb. If he hides us, there's a danger that it will be enough to spark up trouble for him. Or, Stella. And in the worst case, he might hand us over to Caleb as a sign of friendship? Exactly. There's no one we can rely on in City 23. Such a joke. Knowing all of this, why on earth did we refuse to lick Caleb's ass? That's obvious. Who would lick the ass of a villain like that? Still, Amanda was calm. Does this mean we were naive? We're ladies of the evening. It's not a job that lets us stare into the sunlight. Even so, we don't think of ourselves as residents of the criminal underworld. We just proudly do our job surrounded by the nighttime neon lights. Those people simply resented that pride of ours. Amanda stole our pride. I'll never forgive her. Hey, this is just a hypothetical, but... if Rose had agreed to obey Caleb, what would you have done? She would never would have agreed to that. I told you this is just hypothetical. If Rose really said something like that, I would have given up on her. We've had enough selling out, betraying people, and licking asses to get away by in this world. For the first time ever, that girl showed me that an unwavering conscience could look like. Yeah, such a strange girl, Rose. Hell yeah, I'd walk too. Fuck that. If we never met her, we would have lived like sewer rats, deceiving each other and chewing each other to bits. Rose showed us that what trusting a person meant, what unconditional love meant. Yeah, she was like a pale moon, shining a single beam of light down through the night. Yeah, just by having Rose there, I feel that salvation was always a part of our world. Without Rose, we'd be little more than parasites sucking money out of men. It's normal to deceive people. In the first place, what's the point of being honest? What's the point when love and friendship don't earn you any money? And she is the one who opened our eyes when we were like that. Rose turned us into people with dignity. We thought Primavera was something that you, me, and Amanda created. That's wrong. Without Rose, the alliance called Primavera would never have happened. Yeah, we always thought of that girl as a figurehead, who could only say things that glossed over the ugly facts. She was no figurehead. Rose speaks for all of us, for our ideals. My brother was wrong. Rose made the right decision by not being scared of Caleb. Madame Rose boldly took the option we must not give up, for the sake of all ladies of the evening. We should have done much more to protect Rose. Rose made an resolute decision as the madam, and her reward was to meet a terrible fate. Is it the madam's duty to receive the blunt of someone's revenge? No, it isn't. This all happened because we were cowards. Madame Rose speaks for all of us. When she resolutely carried out this duty, it was our responsibility to protect her no matter the cost. Yet we pushed everything onto Rose. Even though we chose Rose as the madam, and gave her a tough job, we abandoned our duty to protect her. And this is what we get for it. If we do survive and manage to see Rose again, this time we must protect her. Yeah, this time you and I will have to protect Rose for real. From the bottom of our hearts. We have to protect that girl from everything that might hurt her. Because she protected our dignity. How did we fail to notice something that obvious? Starting now, we've got to acknowledge it from the bottom of our souls. That girl is our madam. Madame Rose. Protect her. She's a good girl. She needs it. Several cars filled with Caleb's underlings sat in front of Richard's apartment. Inside, the apartment building was bustling and frantic. No, I don't know what you're talking about. It won't do any good. Don't you even have a guess? I told you I don't. We just live here. We don't have a clue where he went. Stupid us. We should have gone for the baby first. Oh, apologies. Find any clues? Oh, nothing. We've asked the people living here, but we couldn't find anything. These fucking pieces of shit were really gonna fucking kill a baby. Ah, so boring. The men were tearing Richard's house apart, looking for any information they could gather. They pushed their way into nearby apartments and asked if anyone knew where Richard might have gone, but everyone they met only quivered in fear. Cyrus and Richard had escaped, though just barely from the violent shower of machine gun bullets. They jumped to the roof of the next apartment building, then jumped onto the next room over before climbing down a rain gutter. Cyrus's tenacious survival instinct had found them a way out, so even though they had been the rear guard, they still managed a spectacular escape. Afterwards, they rushed back to Richard's home in fear that the baby Yuji might have been taken as a hostage, then took the baby and disappeared somewhere. No one knew where they had gone. They didn't even know if it was somewhere inside the city. According to the men who investigated his office, he's got several properties as a result of the loans he owns. I see, so he's got no shortage of hideaways. He's a clever man. I hear the safe was completely empty. Moneybags, Richard. Ever since the last incident with Rose, Richard had always prepared for the worst-case scenario. If Caleb's involvement stirs up internal division, some undesirable person might take control of Primavera. To plan for that eventuality, he hid Primavera's funds beforehand. He had learned all the tricks to hiding money from his parents in the old days. Because of this, Amanda may have won Primavera, but she wouldn't be able to get her hands into the safe, where the real money is. For Caleb, who needed a large sum of money to negotiate with those high-ranking occupying forces officers, this was a serious blow. Caleb needs money, and a lot of it, right now. We understand. We'll find it if we have to pull the grass up by the roots. The office had dealings with Chinatown. It's possible that they're hiding it. Though it's hard to imagine the cautious Black Dragon Lee doing anything that might make us his enemies. Either way, if there's anyone who can get in the Caleb's family's way in City 23 other than the occupying forces, it's Chinatown. Lee will become Caleb's enemy sooner or later. When that happens, it'll be troublesome to have Rose used as some kind of wild card. It's true that Madame Rose is acquainted with Butler. We can't have Chinatown and the occupying forces against us at the same time. We've got to find Richard and Rose as quickly as possible. That's right. I just thought of something brilliant. Brilliant? We've got to make it harder for anyone to conceal Rose and the others. Yeah. And on top of that, we can get people who've stuck with them through everything to help us in the search. Even Chinatown won't be safe anymore. In fact, they won't be able to even escape. In fact, they won't be able to escape even if they leave City 23. I'm going to pay Caleb a visit. I've got to tell him about this idea right away. Dances away. Sachets, actually, would probably be the more accurate term here.